and then Amanda will pick those questions up during the session. So just to introduce who's here today from IMGS, we have myself, Kieran Kirk, who hopefully you all know at this stage, Kieran Canan, Applications Engineer, Brandon Dyer, our Location Publisher Developer, and Amanda Donegan, who's coordinating everything on the webinar side, and we'll be keeping an eye on your panels and recording any of your questions. So today we're talking about the latest releases of Location Publisher and Location Publisher Mobile 4.4. And just to give you an overview for those who are new to us of who IMGS are, we deliver innovative spatial solutions for the desktop, web, and mobile built on our partners' technology. Our partners are our Intergraph, Hexagon Geospatial, which is the new geospatial division formed out of Intergraph and Airdas, Leica Geosystems, and we're also a Safe Software Gold partner. Our solutions are designed to meet the challenges of government, mapping agencies and utilities and communication customers, and we work across the island of Ireland with Ordnance Survey Ireland, Land and Property Services, ESB, Aircom, and every local authority in the Republic of Ireland. So, what is Location Publisher? Well, Location Publisher is interactive mapping made easy. It allows you to add interactive maps and spatial intelligence to your enterprise websites and workflows. And it has the potential to drive a number of applications within your organization. It's very easy to configure, and also it requires no programming, so you can build your applications without having to write any code. And from the client side, it's also very accessible. It doesn't require any plugins or any installation in the browser, so no matter what browser you come in on, it'll work over low bandwidth and be very easy to use for the end user. So in Location Publisher, we have a number of different solutions. So we have our normal client, which is used by customers to publish data to the web. We also have a mobile client, and we'll be giving an update on that later on, and on the tablet client. And we have a pre-planning solution, which we have a webinar online up on our webinars page, which we'll give at the end of the session, which you can see how we've done pre-planning for local government. We also have a dashboard, and we also have CRM. And they all work off the same administration site and read and write to a GIS database. Today we'll be talking about a component called Location Publisher Mapit, which we use mainly previously inside CRM applications to allow you to capture the location of incidents. And what we have done in the newest update is provide that capability into work and asset management systems so that you can capture more information like works orders, permits, assets, and use this Mapit tool to embed spatial intelligence in your existing business applications. So Location Publisher, just for those who haven't seen it before, we won't be showing the general application today, but if you do want to see the main website itself, Dublin City Council have had Location Publisher for a number of years. We have their address there, dublincity.ie, and you can go to Location Publisher, and you can see how it's used to publish out all their spatial information, from planning applications to the location of libraries, the location of recycling centres, whatever kinds of information they want to publish out on the web, they can do that through Location Publisher. Dublin City also use Location Publisher as part of their internal and external CRM, so it's used to capture the location of complaints or incidents. And again, that uses the same Mapit functionality that we're going to talk about today. But again, that was an earlier version, and we're going to talk about the latest version today. But again, it's used to capture spatial information through members of the public and accurately find the location of incidents or complaints, which can then be used to more optimally fix those issues and send resources out to sort them out. So Location Publisher in the last year has gone through releases. Before Christmas we released 4.3, which was a number of enhancements, and again I think there's a webinar on our website for the 4.3 release, so if you want to go back and see that, you can. But in that release we added the ability to add a home button to the map. We were able to clear the nearest service marker button, so if you run the nearest service query you can clear it off the screen. And we added some improvements in the styling configuration so that you can use true type fonts, line styles, labeling, and also add direction of digitizing arrows. So definitely for utilities, that's a nice interface. And and also some of the things we've been doing with our form builder solution that is worked on both mobile and on the web clients, they were also integrated with the Location Publisher 4.3 release. So as I mentioned already, we have had a component called Location Publisher Mapit, which allows you to embed the Location Publisher map inside existing applications or to easily integrate with other business systems. So you can put the map inside a new window or embed it within an iframe. And again, when you start the map up, you can start the map based on a easting and northing or on a lat long, or by zooming to a specific feature. We also have the ability to, with the older version, to choose what type of map display you wanted, with or without a legend or with or without a header. For some of our customers, they wanted an auto-save instant or force save tool so that they could tell the application when to save the geometry. So the user could capture something on the map, but then until the rest of the business information has been correctly captured, it's not persisted to the database. So they say, actually, they filled in the rest of the forms, so now capture the data to the database. And Location Publisher Mapit already provides off-the-shelf integration with Oracle CRM and Microsoft Dynamics CRM. With the 4.4 release, we've enhanced this Mapit tools so that now when you're doing your data capture, there's when you hover over the map, you'll get XY readings in the bottom of the corner. You will also have 3 options of how you display your map, either in an interactive edit mode, in an interactive read-only mode, or in some cases you can just display a static kind of PNG image of the map area. So that's very useful if people just want to create a report or whatever. Also now when you're doing your data capture, you can calculate, it'll automatically calculate the polygon area. So dynamically during the capture, as you're moving the mouse and capturing your vertices, you will see a readout of the current area of the polygon you're capturing. And then once it's captured, that area is then labeled and displayed on the map. The big feature now for this release that a lot of our customers have been looking for is the ability to zoom to any scale. So with Location Publisher, because we tied it in with Google Maps and OpenStreetMaps, you usually had a limitation as to how far you could zoom in, usually something around maybe 1 to 500 or 1 to 700. Now with this new Mapit component, you can zoom into as low as you want, 135, 1 to 50. And that means if you are capturing a polygon, you can then very accurately capture the polygon against the background ordnance survey data. So you will then be able to be very accurate in placing your points and seeing where they go. So again, and also this means if you're capturing features that are pretty small, it means you can also capture these features. So yeah, we have some customers who may want to be able to display or capture graves, in cemeteries, or they may want to capture very small areas. So again, by having this zoom to small scale, you can actually, the large scale, sorry, you can actually do this. And finally, with this release, we have provided integration with Maximo. So we provide a simple integration with Maximo. Maximo is, for those who don't know, it's the IBM asset management systems, their equivalent of SAP or the Oracle. And in this case, we provide the ability to create works orders and permits and assets on the map and return the coordinates to the calling Maximo system. So very simply what we've done is we've built our interface with Maximo. You can now pass in the asset ID or the work order ID or the permit ID. This is past the administration site. The user can then capture that or display that information. On any capture, we also have the ability to generate a spatial report. So that spatial report can be, where's the nearest street, what engineering area am I in, is there water pipes nearby, is there planning applications nearby, pretty much anything you want to report on. And that report can also then be returned to Maximo as XML, along with the XY of the feature. If it's the polygon, we can actually return multiple coordinates of the vertices so that Maximo can actually stand on its own and actually have the GIS information within inside it and is not dependent on the GIS. But if at any stage they want to display the work order or the permit, they can do that by calling the interface. And also as part of Location Publisher, you can also configure on any data capture the ability to send 1 or 2 emails. And those emails can contain information from the spatial report, and they can also have pre-formatted information as well. So it's a good way to also maybe provide a notification to another department or to a third party that something has happened, a new permit has been created. So this is additional value you can use with the existing Location Publisher functionality. So I'm going to give a quick demonstration of the new toolkit. Let's skip out of here, and I've got a shortcut here. Can still see the screen? Yeah. Get the nods. So just wait. Oh, sorry. Waiting for a map to come up, but actually I have to hit a button to get the map to come up. So what you'll see is naturally we don't have Maximo here in our office, but what we do have is a test site that mimics what Maximo does. But you'll see on the top here we have 3 options now on how we want to launch the Location Publisher MapIT map. We can launch in the current frame set, which is this right-hand white blank screen here. We can launch in a new tab, or we can launch in a new window. So first off, I would say I'll pick a static map. I'm going to choose my zoom level, so zoom 3, and I'm going to go to this existing, the centroid of this feature. So this is a polygon feature, but because some of the customers would want to be able to zoom to the center of the feature, not to the extent, we now also have the ability to do that. So I can click on Map to Centroid, Static. It'll then go to it. Should take about it, and now you can see the map is coming up. Now this is the customer we've done this for, the UK customer. So you can see this is actually OSGB data. Oh, sorry, that was one of the other things that we've done with this new release. With this new release, we're also supporting OSGB as a network grid, as a mapping grid. So we've full support for the OSGB grid. As always, we had Mercator as a worldwide grid and Irish grid, but now we also have OSGB. So this is a static map. You can see I can't move it. But again, from some systems, they don't want to have an interactive map, just want to be able to show the location of the asset or the permit in a static way and show it on the map. But even though it's a static one, I can turn off features on the map and turn them on. But it just means I can't actually pan around or move. So you can see about my legend here. And we've updated our legend, and we still have the standard Location Publisher. You know, in this case, it's a map cache, but you could have your different web services, be it Google or Bing or MapGenie or the server MapGenie or whatever you want to use. You could have them displaying there as well. So you can see how we can display an existing record, or I can decide to display an interactive map. So I'll do the same map to interactive on that same record. It'll go away. It'll run it. So this is running through our demo site. So you see it goes to the same place. But now you see on the left-hand side here, I have my standard Location Publisher zoom controls. So I can zoom out. You can see the maps come back very nicely. These are the OSGB master map. I can zoom in. And the data is coming on. I can pan around. And if I hover over the feature, it'll give me a tooltip. And I can zoom down. And again, we have our background maps I can turn on or off, or I can turn on the feature stuff. So turn off the permit, it's gone. Turn off the centroids, and the Volcar, and it'll turn off as well. So, but again, I can't edit because the calling system has told the application this user can only have read-only version. So we're keeping the intelligence inside the asset management system or inside your Maximo or your SAP system that they pass and say, give me a map. But in this case, this user is read-only. So I can't edit that feature or I can't create a new feature. If I want to create a new feature, I have to pick the same, I have to pass in from the calling system the command that says, no, this time call the application, but this time call it in edit mode. So here you can see at the top right-hand corner, I've now got my edit button. If I click on that, I can move this panel, webinar panel out of the way, I've now got my data controls for data capture. So I can draw my polygon. So if I click here, here, down, you'll see as I'm drawing, the area is automatically calculating. and it's telling me how big the polygon is on the fly. That's a nice little feature that's now come in. Also, if you look to the bottom hand right hand side, you'll see the easting and northing is updating as I'm moving the mouse. So it's moving with the application, and I can then capture it, move it, and then double click. And when I'm ready, I can double click. So now I've captured my polygon, and I want to return those coordinates and that feature to Maximo. So we hit the send button, synchronization comes up, and that information is now passed back to the system, and you can see the record is now captured. So you can see how we set up this easy integration, that we can embed the map in a new window, that we can map to both point, feature, and polygon. So again, if I want to map to a line, I click map to line. And naturally, the menu on the left here is very rudimentary, but the idea of the system is that this would be buttons inside the Maximo or the SAP system where they're able to click on whatever they're wanting to do. If they want to display a record, edit a record, create a new record, they'll have the buttons and the functions inside the geometry to do that. And again, we have our interactive map. This time I've gone interactive, so I can move around and I can see my lines and map to those features. And again, we can map to a polygon. So I'll do it this time. I'll do a static, and it'll zoom off and show us a polygon. So it zooms out to a polygon, and you can see it zoomed in far there. If I go zoom 7 and do the same, map the polygon. So Maximo can also set at their level the zoom scale that they want to do. So again, it's all part of the application. You can have a default scale. You can set it on the fly. How close do you want to be to the data? Do you want to be in? Do you want to be out? 3 down to the user and down to the business control of the system. And as well as being able to map into an existing iframe inside, so this could be totally embedded inside your asset management system or your work management system. You can also have it that it launches up into a new tab. So if I do the same button again, fire it up, you can see now we've got a new tab, startup location publisher on its own. There's no, you don't see the rest of the stub that we have for testing. You just see the application itself, and again, you have full control of what you're doing. And you can see the speed of the application as I pan around. And again, if I go back to my little map bit, I can say, no, this time I want to do it at zoom 3 or zoom 1, go really close in and show the fact that we can get down to 37, interactive on the line, on the polygon. And in a brand new window, so it jumps out of Chrome into a whole new window on its own, and we're now zoomed in to the very, very low scale, and we can come out again if we want and see all the map. So very easy to use data capture, very easy to integrate with. So we're able to get this information, capture it in the system, display it, and return the data, and do whatever data capture or analysis you want to do in your application. And of course, this is to capture new data, but also to display existing data, and if you need to edit it as well. And it's a full legend and full map. So very easy integration. That product is now released. That's 4.4 Mapit. So anybody who's interested in it, oh, wrong slide, you can let us know, and we'd be happy to set up a demonstration of it. The other new functionality that we've released in the last month or so is the latest version of Location Publisher Mobile. Location Publisher Mobile allows you to publish to any web-enabled mobile device, be it a smartphone, iPhone, Android, Windows, or tablet, and again, iPad, Android, or Windows. It's designed to operate over low bandwidth, so your basic 3G connection, and it provides assisted GPS integration. So if you have the GPS, the assisted GPS on your smart device, smartphone, you can zoom to that location on the map. It also supports WMS mapping support, so full support for Google Maps, Google Bing Maps, and OpenStreetMap, as well as, similar to the last demonstration, we can cache and display ordnance survey data or your own data, or whatever mapping data you want to use. The Location Publisher Mobile also provides the same data capture functionality, so you can build very simple workflows to upload. So you don't have to do upload and download, it's always connected. You can also capture a photo and video, and the data is instantly available in the back office, and it's very secure. So there's no data stored on the device. So if one of your users loses their phone or their tablet, it's not going to. You can just kill the same remotely, and it won't end up in the news saying that some government data or whatever has been found on a device. On record capture, as I said before, we automatically generate spatial reports and generate 2 emails. And the data entry forms are separate to the mapping, so you can easily integrate with existing mobile solutions. We've had a Windows tablet version, which was set against Windows 7, which had stylus support and large button interface, and again, full GPS integration, so you can use really accurate GPS like a CS25 to do your data capture, and that's been out a while. And with that, last year we had a 4.3 release, which enhanced our Form Builder application. For those who don't know, Form Builder is the tool that allows you to build data entry forms with no programming, and then you can build forms for any job function, integrate incident reporting, asset management, work orders. So today we're showing you how we can integrate with back office systems. Some customers may not have mobile versions of their ERP or their work management or the permit system. If you need to get this information out to the field, if you need to capture information in the field, Location Publisher Mobile and Form Builder is very useful. Also in Form Builder we can build intelligence to the form, so you can have your drop-down list, and then you can have cascading drop-downs. So if you select that the complaint is a water complaint, then you'll only have things about water pipes or whatever. If it's environmental, you only have certain complaints. So it makes it easier then for people doing the data quality and data capture. And it provides real-time access to the field. And here's just a couple of screenshots of how in the administration you can configure Form Builder, so you can set the fields, which ones are going to be displayed, which ones are read-only. Are they going to use a text box, a free entry text box, a drop-down list, or an upload file, or a calendar? And if you do use a pick list, then we can populate the pick list from a database table, and you can tell it how to use that again from the form. One of our existing customers who have been using this system for a long time is Waterford City Council. They've used it by the Sustainable Neighbourhood Unit to capture environmental incidents, and the benefits for them have been improved response times and data being available instantly back in the office so that they can move it through their internal systems. So what have we done in 4.4? Well, with 4.4, we now have a new multi-device tablet interface. So before, the tablet interface was only for Windows tablets. So now we've moved that on, that the tablet interface will work, the full tablet interface will work on Apple iOS and on Android devices. So now it provides the big button access for you, ease of use, while still retaining the native tablet command. So you can still do your nice pinch pan using your finger and everything that you had before. Some other things we've just done is you can also now set the Form Builder to retain last form values. So if you are going out to do a survey of trees or of street lights or whatever, you can actually tell it to repeat the values. So you don't have to keep entering in the same one values over and over again. It'll remember them from the last entry. And we've one other thing, we have set an option in the administration screens now that you can tell it which field is going to have the initial focus. So which is the field that when the form starts up that the input box will start on. And again, that just makes it easier for the data entry and the data capture. So I'm going to hand over to Kieran, who is going to give a demonstration of the new version.
Okay, thanks, Kieran. Just going to load up our mobile site we have here. Okay, I'm using this in a Chrome browser on a laptop. But for, as Kieran said, for iPads and Android tablets, you will see all these buttons at the top now. You will see all these buttons at the top. So I'm just going to go through some data capture here. I'm just going to zoom into an area. Okay, and of course on your iPad and Android devices, you'll have pinch and zoom functionality here, but I'm just using this on the desktop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the data capture. So I'm just going to place a point here on the street and go save. Okay, so what that does is it pops up a form. Now this is being populated from earlier, but I'll just show you some of these drop-down lists. So you can set the status or whatever you have here. Now this category here, if you change it to planning enforcement, it will change this subtype. And likewise, if I pick environment, again it will change the subtype to a different subtype. So I'm just going to fill in some of these text boxes here.
So that form, Kieran, that's all done through, that's created through the administration screen, and there's no programming. That's just, you just pick the data.
This is all done through the administration screen, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to click Save there, and that'll close the form down. Now, what I'm going to show you is that if you go to capture another point or another incident, you can do that, and what will happen here is that the form will retain all the information from the last incident, so I don't have to keep going in changing categories all the time and typing in the same information. I can just go down the street, capture several different points, and all the information will be the same. Of course, you can set the ticket ID is a primary value, so this will change as you go along. So they are all separate incidents captured.
But you could capture, you could change one value now because that's the one that's different.
You can change, yeah, if it was say litter or whatever.
Yeah.
Rather than there.
Very handy. So it saves you having to do all the fields. You just have to do the one that was changed or none, if that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just do another quick one there, just to show you how fast it is. And save. That's it.
And that's you're on a connected site, so that data is now already back here in the office.
Yeah, that's on the public server, so that's already back in your back office, yeah.
And anybody else using the same application can view that the minute you've captured it, and they can interrogate it and see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just one last thing I want to show you there as well is the information tool. Just click on that, and you can click in your area where you are, and you can get extra information then of the tickets or the incidents that have been recorded there, and you can zoom to them, whatever.
Yeah, I see you've also fixed one of my bugbears was on anyone who used the older version, you used to have to hit the info button and then hit the little pin. Now you don't. Now it goes straight away.
Goes straight into the info field.
Yeah. And you're using OpenStreetMaps as or any other map.
Oh yeah, you can use OSI, MapGenie. You can use Google, Bing.
So if you click on the map button there. Alright, so you can go auto. So whatever other mapping data is available, we might have the connections up for it.
I don't think the key is there.
Yeah, no. But that's a list. So we any WMS that you have, you can actually connect to it. And then you can display it, and they can come through if you have the key. And that's what you get when I get for beer and off demos. And we also have you can set there. Again, we don't have GPS on this laptop, but we have the GPS button there, which will zoom to your GPS location on your phone if you had GPS set up.
Yeah, that'll use your device.
Yeah.
And of course, you have a legend as well, and you can have a number of items in the legend there, and you can have various different themes in that. So if you want to have a roads department or environments or whatever.
Yeah, different. A guy could be doing an inspection one day or a different inspection another day or whatever he wants to do. Yeah. And you've also got the zoom layers there if you want to quickly go to.
Yeah, the zoom layer there, there's only 4 layers in that, so you just have the county level, country level, town level, and the street level.
Yeah,
so
if you go to
just
country level, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, if people get lost, but yeah, that's useful. But if people are zoomed in somewhere and they get lost, don't want to zoom out quickly, like using their fingers or whatever, they can do it.
Yeah, and of course you have a search capability as well, so you can search for whoever records you wish. there's probably none there. So.
Yeah. And we've tested this on both iOS and on Android.
And Android, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Brendan Samsung, was it?
The Galaxy Tab, yeah.
Galaxy Tab, okay. All right, so so again, whatever your mobile device you're going to use, your platform, we're pretty much good to go. The only caveat is with Android stuff, every manufacturer of devices, I think, has a bit of a different take on how they're done. So you also do a wee bit of testing with Android.
But it's usually the Chrome browser. Once you go with that, you should be fine.
All right, so
the Android.
So if we put so if you put Chrome browser onto your device, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to the stock browser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's the demo on it. All right. So that's location mobile. And we're coming towards the end of our demonstration. Oh, keep doing that. So just to keep connected with us, we're on LinkedIn. We have our page, and we do a lot of posts and publishing on there. And if you're like me, you're on Twitter, you can follow us on IMGS_Ireland. I'm also at Kieran Kirk. And if you want to see the recording of this webinar, it should be up by tomorrow at some stage. But we've also got a number of existing webinars. I've actually shortened the list this month to the ones that are just recent, but there's about 7 or 8 or 10 webinars up there. But you can see we have the GME 2015 webinar, Smart Client, FME, and as I said before, the previous versions of Location Publisher, we have webinars up there on those again if you want to see more information on some of the older functionality. Our next webinar is going to be on doing spatial analysis using Airdat's Imagine Spatial Modeler. That'll be on the 24th of March at this time, I think, in the afternoon. Oh, no, sorry, 11 a.m. It'll be a morning session. It'll be Glenn, our Imagine engineer. He'll be the driving that day, so yeah, it'll be 11 o'clock. Hopefully you can come along for that. This year, we're again, as we always do, we're running a number of events, and again, you can get more information and register these events at our IMGS website page there for 2015 events. The link is there. Our annual conference, IMGS 2015, is on the 26th of May at the Neary Golf Club. We will be having the World Tour. It's a little bit later this year than normal. Most usually it's in April, but we're actually going for June this year. So the 29th of June in the Ashling in Dublin, and then the 30th in the Mount Conference Centre in Belfast. And then for our Hexagon geospatial users, the G-Media, Location Publisher, Airdat, Rollout Suite, Smart Client, we're having our geospatial user group on the 22nd of September in the Ashling, and on the 24th in the Mount. In that one, we've actually given ourselves a bit of a day's break, which is good. Unfortunately, we don't have that for the World Tour. And I suppose we have to ask Amanda now, do we have any questions before we wrap up?
Yes, there was 1 or 2 that came in. First of all, with the data capture tool, will this work with Microsoft Dynamics?
Yeah, we have done a couple of projects with Dynamics before, so the existing version, the older version, the 4.3, would have worked with it, because we've done that with a couple of customers, again, either embedded as an iframe or standalone in a new window. But yeah, we've full integration with Dynamics.
And again, with the data capture tool, can you specify which fields will retain values?
No, unfortunately, at the minute it does the whole form, but we will be providing that in the next version, because that is the logic there. I would guess is that you would have a field like condition. Well, we have had this request from the customers, just haven't put it in. You could have a field like condition, and you don't want the end user to repeat that field. You want them every time to put condition in. So at the minute, it's a little bit, you are hoping that the user won't be lazy and repeat the entry. But I think on the next release, we will put that in, that you can specify which fields repeat automatically and which ones don't. But yes, it's not there at the minute. That's all the questions? Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming along. Again, great attendance today. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. If you have any questions or would like for us to meet up or discuss anything, please contact myself or Amanda, and we'll be delighted to help you. And again, thanks to Amanda, Brendan, and Kieran for their help. and I hope you have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.